All right. Hello, everybody. We are going to have a lot of fun today. Okay, we're live and I have my friend Martha here. If you're watching us live, let us know. Say hello, tell us where you're from. This is going to be a really amazing interview. If you have ever felt like you can't do it because you're too busy, you can't lose weight in the midst of motherhood, Martha is going to inspire you today. Let me pause, and Martha, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what life is like?
Sure. I'm Martha Gottschall from Michigan. I have 11 children. My oldest is 16, and it might get a little loud and chaotic in a few minutes because I'm here at school picking them up. I am 43 years old, and I have tried so many weight loss programs. I've tried keto, I've tried fasting, Weight Watchers, and they all seem to work for a little while. And then I fall off the diet wagon. I used to gain all my weight back. But after 9 weeks with the Fit Moms Academy, I've been able to lose 20 pounds, and I've been exercising. And I just have so much more energy than I've ever had with any diet program. And just doing a little bit of exercise, is I can do it in about 15 minutes, has really added to my whole overall outlook on life. And I am not tired at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I have more energy than I've had in a long time. So,
which is necessary, right? For you, for everybody.
Yeah, I really like that energy. Yes, that really helps.
Awesome. So before we met and before you started in Fit Moms Academy, so you said you've tried a lot of things. Can you kind of walk us through, like, what were your biggest frustrations in your health and your weight loss journey?
It just wasn't doable for the long term. Go to the playground. I would do it for a little while, and it got really difficult. I would like miss certain foods, and I kind of felt like I was alone, like it was just me doing it. I didn't have anyone for accountability help or any tools to work with. It was like, read this book, or here's the list of foods to eat, and that's what I had to work with. So, but with this program, I feel like there's so many tools at my disposal, a whole community of people, and lots of videos to watch, and unstuck calls. And it's like I have a question. If I have a question, I feel like I have several different resources to go to where I can get it answered.
Yeah,
pretty quickly. Yeah.
So you're not left like wondering, like, what should I do even in the midst of a program? So.
Right. And if I do have problems, I feel like there's lots of tools at my disposal to help me out.
Yeah, for sure. So what made you decide to say yes to Fit Moms Academy and to working with me? Like, what was the turning point to say, oh, this is a thing?
I distinctly remember where I was at the time. I was sitting at the dentist office. I had my daughter just
number 39, younger, number 39.
Trying to go somewhere quiet.
No problem. See, this is real life, guys. If Martha can do it in the midst of this.
The kids are in the playground now, so we're good. I was sitting at the dentist office, and I just was even too tired just to go in. And I had my daughter check in, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw an ad pop up. And what really caught my eye is it said Kingdom Minded. And I thought, I've tried every program of the popular ones out there, but none of them said brought Jesus into the picture. It was all like, you can do this on your own. Here's the tools that you need. But this one was it jumped out at me because you can do it, but here's what we're going to offer you for help. And I like that the group of women are all like-minded, and that we pray for each other and encourage each other. And So that's what really grasped my attention. And I spoke to my husband about it, and I said, this just seems different than any other program before. And so I told him just a little bit about it. And then he said, yeah, I think you should try it. So he says he's noticed the difference, like I think within the first month. He said, I can just tell you look a lot different, you seem a lot different. And so it's nice to have my husband on my side too.
Yeah.
So
And that was I remember that was one of your hesitations. Like you thought there's no way he'll be game for this, right? And
yeah, it's like he's seen me try so many different things, and he's paid for so many different programs that I thought he's probably gonna say no. But I thought, how am I gonna know unless I ask him? So yeah.
awesome. So you mentioned that you have more energy and obviously you've lost weight. And if you don't mind sharing, like what else has changed for you in life? Like your mindset, your confidence, like what else have you noticed has changed since going through this program?
I've just tried to become just a better person, even with like little tasks I see around my house that I just haven't gotten to in a while. I think I'm going to do this because, can be just washing the windows even more regularly. But it's like, I don't have an excuse not to do this right now. I'm just going to do this. And it's like, I got something done today. And I've been trying to work on lately with my prayer life, which I haven't really spent a whole lot of time with. And I thought, I'm just going to read books on it, just try to improve all areas in my life, not just the weight loss, but try to do more things for other people and to reach out. Like the vision board that you had us create at the beginning in that first week. I thought, I'm just going to that and work on it. Whether spending time, my kids in a more meaningful way instead of just, clear the table off and put the dishes away. More one-on-one attention, or just more organizing around the house and the basement, or just more areas, because it kind of makes you happier and overall and just a better person. So.
Yeah. And that's part of our goal is like the weight loss. Going through this process is designed to help you to have freedom so that you can go live out your kingdom purpose more effectively, right? And obviously your purpose right now has a lot to do with your kids in your home. And so by getting this in alignment to the point where it's no longer overwhelming or confusing, then you have more brain space to go do those things, which is cool to see that already manifesting.
Yeah. And I like the ideas that we get from the Zoom meetings, the schedule planning yesterday. Like if you don't make time for it, there isn't going to be time for it. You can just keep pushing it back, but just scheduling time. And most of the time I just kind of do it in my head, but I do find when I do write it down, it almost is, it's going to happen unless something really unforeseen, comes. But just the important things, to write those down. I mean, nothing's going to go exactly as 24 hours, but
Yeah, for sure.
it definitely helps with organizing and managing time. So,
yeah. So if someone was considering joining our community in Fit Moms Academy, would you recommend it? And like, what advice would you give them?
Oh, absolutely, I'd recommend it. I would say the biggest thing is just knowing that you're not alone and that you have a lot of support, especially during COVID. I think a lot of us were just kind of holed up in our houses, and we had probably lost some friendships, some social time. And with this group, even if you are in the car driving home from a soccer game, you can still connect. It's just Zoom. Zoom is better than nothing. And then if you do have other friends that you bring in, well, then you can be with them too. You don't always have to be on Zoom, but so yeah, that's a big thing. And then just getting ideas when you get stuck, like the food ruts. We always get in those food ruts. I need something the kids will eat, or I need something that's quick to make, or I just gifted 20 pounds of chicken breasts. Give me something else besides chicken salad or whatever. just getting ideas from people. It's like, you're not just one person. There's like, 30 or however many of you contributing. So it's not just, you're not just alone, I guess, is the biggest part I keep coming back to.
Yeah. So obviously you have a lot of responsibility at home and you have found a way to make this weight loss journey work. So if somebody was like really just seeking a piece of advice from you, who was really struggling in their journey, like what would you tell them to encourage them?
I would say you've got to try it. And why not? Like, what would be, I want to know why wouldn't you want to try this? I just feel like there's so many tools at your disposal, no matter where you are in your life, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, 50s, and it works for any ages. And no matter how busy you are, I think, Kelsey, you're really good about finding time in your schedule. And on the Zoom calls, you'll say, well, so what are you doing at this time, after you do this? And it's like you're able to find those little nuggets of time where we can plan meals, no matter how busy we are. And I like the workout program that you have, that Cody gave me. I do it 3 to 5 times a week, and I'm increasing it, making it a little more difficult every time. And I don't know, I just feel like I've touched on a lot of things. Like, why would you now?
Mhm. Yeah. And if you're wondering what Martha's talking about with the workout, so my husband, Cody, he is a physical therapist, and we do, as part of the program, you get an individualized fitness plan if you want it. So Martha, you were not even exercising before Fit Moms, correct? Or not consistently?
No, I was not. Very sporadically. I would basically just say never. It was so inconsistent.
Yeah.
But I tried it for a little while, or I started just going on walks at first, just walking. And then I added ankle weights, trying to do the same, at least a little over a mile with the ankle weights. And then I did the workout program that Cody has. And I found out I really like it, and it doesn't take a long time. With exercise, I would think, oh, I have to spend an hour exercising, or it's just not even worth it. But I can feel the difference in the way my clothes fit just from doing 15 minutes a day. And everybody's got 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes I have to do it right before I go to bed. So yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing, Martha. Again, I think that I know so many of us feel like I have too many things going on to make my health a priority. And you're just such a good example of, if we can just make a few tweaks in a way that works for your life, you could totally do this. Like, we have to eat. Ideally, we have to move at least a little bit, right? And so if we can tweak what you're already doing, fit it into your schedule, and then invite God into that process to heal those areas of your heart that need some change in beliefs, like, you're just I love your lighthearted spirit and how you're like, guys, like, you can do this, so.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing. I'm sure if anyone has questions, are you okay with them reaching out to you in our Facebook group just to hear any more of the story? Yeah, you've been so
Absolutely.
generous.
Be happy to answer any questions.
Awesome. All right. We'd love to hear your key takeaways, and thank you so much, Martha, for spending your time with us this afternoon.
Sure.
Enjoy your kiddos.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.